new on my channel, you get to come along for the ride on my keto journey. Check in with you once a week to update you on my keto progress and try to check in with you at least one other time during the week, usually to share something that I've discovered about the ketogenic lifestyle, but occasionally to share a little something about this journey that we call life. As you can see, I am not in my studio today. I am driving home from Merry Tuba Christmas, and I left my turn signal on in case you're wondering what that was. Driving home from Merry Tuba Christmas, got to go and see my son Brandon, who's in the back seat somewhere. Hi, Brandon. Brandon says hi. And of course, we have Liz on the camera. She's amazing, very, very talented. But I wanted to check in with you guys today. I haven't checked in for a couple of weeks, and I'd kind of gotten back into that habit. It felt like I was wanting to get restarted, but man, it's just been a tough go the last, well, several months really. We're going to talk a little bit about that today, but it's been hard to kind of get back on track and get reset. Those of you who follow along on my channel know that I've been doing a pretty good job of sharing short videos with you. That was up until the last week. The day after Thanksgiving, we got 5 inches of snow in North Platte, and so it made it very difficult, if not almost impossible, for me to walk outside, which is usually when I do my short videos. And so you hadn't almost really seen me for a week. I also got a cold first of last week that I've been fighting. Good news is that seemed to be pretty short-lived and I'm feeling better. But yeah, that whole combination of things, I was kind of not doing much. So as you guys know, I had been taking a bit of a break from the scale. I think the last time I weighed in, the last official time I weighed in is the end of July. And I finally decided that I needed to check and see where I was at. And I had a pretty good idea of where I was at. But my relationship with Earth's gravity was confirmed today to be quite a bit higher than I want it to be. For those of you who are newer to my channel, I started my health journey just not quite 2.5 years ago. I weighed 475 pounds. I got down at my lowest on this journey. That was about a year ago at this time, I think. I got down to 294 was about the lowest that I got. And last tax season, I went back up above 300, got to about 320, spent the summer going from 320 back down to 300. The last time I checked in and weighed in with you guys, I was like 300.8, I think is what it was. And since then, as you guys know, I decided to take a break from the scale. I really had just gotten burned out. I've been at this for a long time, and I kind of just got burned out with measuring and tracking and weighing in and doing that whole thing, and I just needed a bit of a break. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have the ability to maintain, so I'm either gaining or I'm losing, and obviously, based off of my description of what's been going on the last 4 months, you know that I have not been losing. So I weighed in this morning at 331.8, so I can very confidently tell you how to gain 30 pounds in 4 months, because that's what I did. I'm not surprised by that number. I'm not surprised to know that I gained weight. I never really went off keto in these last 4 months. As those of you who followed along on my channel know, I've stayed pretty keto-ish, keto most of the time. The biggest problem has been really a lack of consistency. I've had several slip-ups over the last few months. Also, just snacking. Even though I've, been eating foods that are on the ketogenic diet, definitely way too much snacking. And Liz and I were actually talking as we were driving out to Merry Tuba Christmas, which we were in Kearney today, which is about 90 miles from North Platte where we live. We were talking about this morning how it really seemed like lately I'd gotten to where I would get home from work and have 4 or 5 cheese sticks. If we had nuts, have a cup or so of almonds, and so basically I'd have a meal before I'd have my meal. And I really think that was contributing to my lack of success. Also, as I mentioned the last week, I had gotten out of the habit of exercising and going for my walks. Even before that, I hadn't been doing my DDPY workouts as consistently. I quit lifting weights. I just haven't been consistent for the last 4 months, since the end of the summer. And you guys know I've tried to kind of restart things a couple of times. Having said that, I really tried to restart things without getting on the scale. And I really think getting on the scale this morning was good for me. I know that the scale can be kind of a scary thing, and in the past it's been kind of a real downer for me. But I needed to know where I was, and it really kind of helped me to go, okay, This is where I'm at. I do know that tax season is coming for me. Tax season starts, it really starts kind of in February, but January things will start to pick up and get busy. And I know that it will be difficult for me to lose weight during that time period, but I'm not going to wait. As people talk about a lot during this time of the year, kind of starting around Halloween, people talk a lot about how it's very easy to say, oh, I'll just wait till the first of the year. But if you think about that, that's the whole month of November and the whole month of December that you're just going to take off. And well, it's the 2nd of December today. I got on the scale. I realized I was not where I wanted to be. Obviously, putting on 30 pounds. I've basically been gaining and losing the same 25 to 30 pounds for this whole year. Obviously, like I said, I got down to 294 last year about this time. And since then, during tax season, put on 20 pounds. I managed to take it back off during the summer, and I put on 30 pounds here in the fall. And so I don't want to wait until January. I certainly don't want to wait till January as a tax accountant. But, I don't want to wait till after tax season. I don't want to wait till, April to try to do something about this. And so even though it seems like it's kind of a crazy time to restart, reset, refocus, with Christmas being 23 days away, I'm going to do it. And I've got some things that I have in mind for how I'm going to work on making some progress. I'm going to check in with you guys on the scale every week. For the foreseeable future, I'll probably even do that into tax season, although I won't expect probably quite the downward trend that I'm hoping for here over the next 4 weeks. But so the first thing is I'm going to be accountable to you guys on my channel and check in with you guys on Saturday and let you know what my relationship with Earth's gravity is. I do still have my gold clothes. I might, if I can get a few of these pounds off, maybe try those on again. But definitely going to be checking in with you on my weight every week. The next thing is I'm going to go back to OMAD as far as eating goes. And the reason for that is, just to be clear, guys, not to punish myself for having put on some weight, even though I have, but because when I eat OMAD, which if nobody knows what OMAD, if you don't know what OMAD stands for, it's 1 meal a day. When I do that, I don't snack. Obviously, if you're just eating once a day, you don't have time to snack. And to be clear, I probably won't eat 1 meal a day. It's more that I'm going to be a very short eating window every day. Short being preferably, ideally 1 hour, but maybe 1 to 2 hours. And that has a little bit to do at least with the fact that Liz and I both work till 5. And so getting dinner right away when I would want to eat, I normally do when I do OMAD, I eat once in the evening. I might have, like, for example, a keto chow shake on my way home from work or right when I get home from work, so that I'm not craving quite so much and Liz and I can have time to make dinner. But long story short, OMAD is my plan for the month of December for sure. We're going to take this a little bit at a time, and for now we're going to take it for the month of December, and we're going to go from there. Not planning ahead, not quite sure what I'm going to do for tax season. But I know for sure that for the month of December, I'm going to plan on eating 1 meal a day, and or again, more accurately, eating within a 1 to 2 hour eating window, where I will probably have a meal, probably have a keto chow shake in addition to that, to make sure that I'm getting all of the nutrition that I need during the day. So that's really what I'm going to do from a nutrition perspective. Pretty basic, pretty straightforward. My meals will be very meat heavy, keto, and adding in those low carb vegetables, but that's kind of the plan. It's pretty simple, and I think simplifying things will be a good kickstart for me to get me headed in the right direction. In addition to the nutrition, which of course is the most important part for me living the keto lifestyle, the other things that I'm going to do is I'm going to get back on my workout plan. The weather, of course, has gone to mostly to partly to mostly crappy here in Nebraska. It's cold. I don't mind the cold so much, but when it snows and there's snow and ice on the sidewalks, I just can't walk outside. For now, today, for example, I was able to walk outside this morning, and I don't think there's any snow in the 10-day forecast, so I should, even though it's cold, be able to walk outside. But if I can't, the other thing that I'm planning on doing is getting back to my DDPY workouts, and if I can't walk in the morning, basically doing a longer DDPY workout so that I can get my workouts in the morning. I also want to get back to doing my weightlifting. So the biggest thing for me is the last week or so, after Thanksgiving, like I said, I kind of got a cold. I wasn't feeling well. And so I wasn't getting up when my kids get up to do their early morning Bible study at 5:45. If I do that again, I'll actually have that hour to hour and a half in the morning where I can get some exercise in before I start my work day. Now, for those of you who might be wondering, do I think that exercise is important on the ketogenic lifestyle? I do, but not maybe for the reason that you might think. As you can tell, I'm kind of focused on trying to lose some weight right now, more specifically trying to lose some fat right now. But I'm not going to be exercising so much for the fat loss. I'm really going to be exercising because when I exercise, I get the endorphins from the exercise. I feel better. When I feel better, I want to eat better. That helps me to stay on my keto plan, and so that's the plan. Another question that you might have, or one that I've thought about myself anyway, is do I consider these last 4 months to have been a failure for me? And the answer to that question is no, I don't. I wish, and maybe wish isn't even the right word, but I would like to be able to figure out how to be in maintenance like I tried to do for the last few months and actually maintain. Like what I would have loved to have done over the last 4 months is stayed at 300, right at 300. And so I would be starting today at 300 and trying to work my way down rather than being at 331 and trying to work my way down. That's a lot tougher. Obviously I got to get 30 pounds off before I get back to where I was. But do I consider the last 4 months a failure? No, because I really did need a break from trying to cut, from trying to lose fat. And so I don't consider it to have been a failure. I do think that I will try to take what I've learned from these last 4 months, and the next time I try to maintain, hopefully I can do a little bit better job about that. I've actually thought about, you guys may have heard of Kim Howerton. She has a program that she does that I think that deals with cutting and maintaining, and I might kind of look into that, to be honest with you, because I know that I would like to have periods where rather than trying to lose weight and lose fat, I am maintaining, but I don't really know how to do that. And obviously over the last 4 months I've done a very poor job of that. So that's something I might look into. I'm probably just gonna during tax season try to focus on maintaining. Although the way I feel right now, I might try to focus on losing a little bit. The first year that I was doing this, doing keto, like I said, I've been out this for about 2.5 years. I did lose weight during tax season. Now, I was a fluffier person then. I had more fat to lose, but I think it's possible. I'm going to try to be kind to myself. I'm going to try to be realistic. And so realistically, as I talk to you today, I think if I could come out of tax season at the same weight that I go into tax season with, I would be happy about that. But if I could actually lose a little bit, that would be fantastic as well. But for the next month, which is where we're going to focus, the month of December, I think I'm going to have a goal to lose 10 pounds. I think I can do that easily in a month. I shouldn't say easily, but I can do that realistically in a month. And I think just putting some focus back on my nutrition, I'll be able to do that. I hope that you guys are not too disappointed in me. I hope that my being real with you, letting you know what's going on in my journey is helpful to you in some way. I was, to some degree, a little bit hesitant about sharing with you, that I've, put so much weight back on and that I haven't had a lot of success. Having said that, my channel has always been about my journey, the reality of my journey, and sometimes that's been really awesome and really cool, and sometimes it's been a little bit disappointing, but I would rather be real with you, and it helps me to be real, to be honest, to be open. That has been something that I've struggled with. Being a recovering perfectionist, something I've struggled with my whole life. If I can't be perfect, I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing. And that's something that I realize at 43 years old, I still struggle with that a lot. But being able to be open with you and share with you my struggles, it helps me. So I hope that it's somehow, in some way, helpful to you. Also, the last thing I want to leave you with, at the end of the day, even though I am disappointed at the fact that I've put on some weight over these last 4 months, I started this journey at 475 pounds, and I'm 331 today. That means that I've lost 144 pounds, even though I've put on the 30 pounds over the last 4 months. That's still something to be really proud of. It's something I am really proud of. I am still relatively speaking, I'm still pretty healthy. I can still walk around, do the things I want to do. I can go do things with my family, and so for that, I'm grateful. And we are going to move forward, and we're starting today, day by day. Keep calm and keto on, my friends. We'll check in with you again soon.